What up, YouTube? I'm back, and Black Clover is also back because it was on break last week, I guess, for the holidays, but it's back, and I was surprised that there was actually a new opening. I didn't do my research before, I didn't know that a new opening was coming. I should have known because of the new villain, but it was pretty cool. We're going to talk about that first, and then we're going to talk about the episode, so let's get right to it. So I ain't gonna lie, for the first time in a while, I don't really know what the hell was happening in the opening. I usually can kind of know what the hell is happening, but in this one, I was kind of confused. We saw this girl or this woman throughout the opening. We saw her at the beginning, we saw her at other part of the opening, so she's gonna be pretty important, and I can't wait to see who her character really is. I have some ideas, but we're gonna talk about that later in the review. Then there's that shot right there of, I think, the Wizard King and the guy that was talking to the real Litch in the past, like, I don't remember exactly, I think 500 years ago or something like that. His sister was actually getting married with Litch, so that's a shot of the Wizard King, and it seems like maybe he was controlled by the demon, and that's why there's a shot like this. It seems like he was taking control of, so that's quite interesting. There's also this shot right there of Litch and the Wizard King. So the thing that I think is pretty interesting about that shot right there is that it looks like the eyes of the Wizard King are a little bit different than they usually are. I think usually they're blue, but in this shot right there, it looks like his eyes, the pattern are a little bit different. So that's why I think that maybe he was being controlled. So that's, I think, was really, really interesting. And then, like I said, we've seen this girl throughout this opening. I don't really know who she is. I think that maybe she's the demon's real form. I'm not really sure, but she's gonna be really important, and we haven't seen her in any other, I think, Black Clover related content in the anime. So I can't wait to know who she is, because I like her design. She has some horns, so I guess maybe she's a devil, I don't know, but it's gonna be interesting to see. Maybe she's the boss of the demon that we're seeing right now. I don't really know, but anyway, that was the things that I wanted to talk about in the opening. There was other things, but I think that we don't really need to talk about it, because there's some things that we saw the actual episode, and there's some things that I just want to leave off. So yeah, that was my kind of analysis of this opening. I really liked it. I liked the song, the aesthetics. White and black and white was pretty cool. I don't think we've had an opening like that before in Black Clover, so I thought it was pretty cool. So anyway, in the last episode, we learned that the demon was responsible for the attack on the elves. He was the one that orchestrated the battle between the elves and the humans. So that was kind of incredible. I really didn't know that something like that was gonna happen, so that's a pretty good plot twist. We saw the demon transform Patry into the dark elf, and that's what and Asta were up against. We saw that the dark elf Patry used an attack that he used before a few arcs ago. It was a while ago for us. It was in the 30s episodes, I think, so it was a long time ago. But in that episode, we saw that Patry used that attack, but the members of the Third Eye, like Veto, stopped him because it would have destroyed everyone. So Patry used that attack in this week's episode, and Asta and were actually able to deflect that attack, at first, but then Patry used it again, and they weren't able to do it because they weren't strong enough. Asta wasn't in his Black Asta form anymore, but the one that saved them was the captain of the Silver Eagle, Noel's older brother. He arrived at the scene. It was pretty cool to see him, because his magic is compatible to light magic, so he was able to kind of defeat Patry with Mercury creation magic, silver star of execution. That was pretty cool. That reminded me a little bit of the Death Star in Star Wars, but he kind of created a prison to imprison Patry, and that was kind of cool. Something pretty cool that I liked in this episode is when Mimosa was healing Rhea. She actually reminded him of, Litch's wife. I don't remember her name, so my bad. She was the sister of the Wizard King, so my bad. Let me know in the comments down below what her name was. I always forget, but I thought that was a pretty cool moment in the episode. And they actually look like each other. I didn't realize that, but yeah, that was kind of interesting. Anyhow, a huge part of the episode was Asta trying to save Patrick because he was a dark elf and he used his anti-magic sword to help him and to take away all that darkness, I guess. And while he was doing that, he was actually able to see Patrick's memories. He saw that the Magic King, the Wizard King, was dead. That was pretty emotional for Asta, but he was seeing all type of memories, so that was pretty cool. I thought it was a pretty cool way of showing it, all black and kind of blurry, I thought that was pretty cool. He was able to find Patry, he kind of convinced him to, stop the hate, stop, I guess, to give up, that was pretty cool moment, to see Patry as his own self, not as, looking like Litch. That was pretty cool. But he was able to kind of change Patry, and it seems like we're gonna see an elf and human, alliance. That's gonna be pretty cool, I think, because they all have one enemy, and that's the demon. He's the one that orchestrated this kind of war, between elf and humans, so I'm kind of glad that they're going to team up, and Patry is pretty strong. But something that I think was pretty interesting is that Patry had a yellow eye and the other one was still black, like he was a dark elf. So I'm wondering if he'll be maybe as powerful as he was when he was a dark elf. I don't know, but I think that was pretty interesting, to let that black eye there, because he was a black elf just before, so maybe some of his strength when he was in that form will stay. I don't know. Anyway, later in that episode where the demon wanted to escape that, kind of tower because I guess he wants to rule over the world, he was met by the real Litch. He's still not fully awakened. I don't know why. Maybe it's because he's really strong and he has a lot of mana, but he's still not fully awakened, so I'm guessing that he'll be even more stronger than he is right now when he's fully awakened. That's gonna be crazy, but he stopped the demon from going out, because he was the first there, and I guess he's the strongest elf, so that's pretty cool. By the way, the demon is overpowered, man. He can basically do any type of magic. That's what I've seen so far. He can do earth, he can do sword. There's a lot of things that he can do, so that's kind of crazy that he has all that power. I don't think that he can be beat by just Litch right now because he's not fully awakened, but maybe when he's fully awakened, he'll be able to defeat the demon, but that's kind of crazy that he's that powerful, and I don't even think he's the most powerful villain that we're gonna see in this arc, because like I said, there's a girl that we've seen in the opening. I think that maybe she's the boss of that demon right there, or maybe she's actually the real form of that demon right there. That's going to be interesting to see. But yeah, at first there was a little one-on-one going on, but then we saw Yami and Charlotte, or actually the elf that is controlling Charlotte's body, arrive, and they're teaming up. There was a shot in the opening where we could see that she and Yami were going to team up, so that's why I didn't talk about it at the beginning of the review, because I knew that I was going to talk about it at the end, because we already saw it in the episode. But it's pretty cool that we're gonna see Charlotte and Yami kind of work together, even though it's not really Charlotte, but that's pretty cool. Charlotte is one of my favorite captains, so I really like her design, especially when she's an elf, because we can see the red lines on her face. I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, but so I guess we'll see Yami and Charlotte plus Litch versus the demon at first, and then we'll see the other, I guess, members of the Magic Knights arrive. I don't know how many of them will fight the demon, but I think that's going to be pretty cool. Anyhow, let me know what you thought about this week's episode in the comments down below. Let me know what you think is gonna happen next. I do Black Clover reviews every Tuesday morning, so subscribe for that. My bad if this review is this late in the afternoon, but I usually do them in early morning, so stay tuned for that. But I also do other anime related things like Boku no Hero Academia Season 4 reviews on Saturday morning. Then I do Sword Art Online Alicization War of Underworld on Saturday at noon, and then later that day I do One Piece reviews at night. So stay tuned for all of that. There's also the Boruto Naruto Next Generation anime that is adapting the manga, so finally I will be able to enjoy really the Boruto anime, so stay tuned for all of that. But if you have any other anime related things that you want me to review, maybe suggest some of them in the comments down below. Follow me at Anime Specialist on Twitter and Instagram, and like, comment, subscribe. It would help my channel a lot, man. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Anime Specialist out. Peace.